Hello, this is Steve Thoele, Principal Broker with Premier Property Group, and bringing you another weekly update on the McMinnville, Oregon real estate market. This update is going to cover the last 6 weeks of activity, ending this past Sunday, May 29th. So I'm going to share my screen with you now and go through some info with you. So first thing we'll look at is active listing activity. So last week in McMinnville, I showed that we had 19 homes come on the market, which you can kind of see is a high for the 6 weeks. A little bit of a surprise since we're kind of heading into a holiday weekend, but it is what it is. And then we ended the week at 37 homes on the market, which you'll see kind of equals a high for the past 6 weeks as well. The median price and days on market for those active listings this last week came in at 548,000, which is, you can kind of see is, pretty close to kind of where it's been on average over the 6 weeks, up about 36,000 over the prior week. And then the days on market's been kind of a little bit of a roller coaster here. Had a low of 7 days, a high of 17, and this last week came in at right at 2 weeks of market time at 14 days. Moving along to the pending sales. This last week, we had a bit of a surge in new pendings. We had 19 go pending in McMinnville this last week, which is a slight high for the 6 weeks. We have been losing pendings over the past 6 weeks, which is certainly kind of something to keep an eye on. We had 113 6 weeks ago. This last week, we were at 88. So we have been losing some pendings as the market is slowing down a bit. Median price and days on market for the pendings, you'll see that we kind of reached a slight high for the 6 weeks at right at 500,000. And then the days on market's been holding very steady between 6 and 7 days of average market time before going pending. And then lastly, we'll look at sold listing activity. As of the time I put this together, I show that we had 19 homes actually close in McMinnville last week, down a little bit from the week prior, but still towards the upper range for the past 6 weeks. And then we've seen quite an increase in the amount of solds when you look 1 month back. So this last week, if you look, the last 4 weeks of activity here, we had 64 homes close in McMinnville, which is a high for the 6 weeks. And then the median price, days on market for the solds, this last week came in at 479, up a little bit from the prior week, but down from the highs of the period here. And then days on market between 5 and 7 days. This last week came in at 6. And then lastly, we'll look at the weeks of inventory and the sale price as a percent of the original list price. So the red bars is weeks of inventory. You can see about a month ago, we hit a high for the 6 weeks at just under about 4 weeks of inventory. It's been coming down the past 3 weeks. This last week came down to a little over 2 weeks of inventory. And the sale price is a percent of the original list price. That has been coming down here over the past few weeks as well. We hit a high of about 103% here 3 weeks back. And then this last week came in at just right at full price, looking back over the past month of closings here. So I would say in general, we are in a bit of a market transition here, and market times are taking a little longer to get things into contract. We're currently seeing, and I can show the amount of pendings is kind of coming down. But although, everything being equal here, still a very strong seller's market, with only a couple weeks of inventory. But certainly want to keep an eye on things because, I think, with the higher interest rates out there, it is having an effect on the market for sure. And I would expect to kind of see this weeks of inventory to kind of start to climb again as we see the effects of those interest rate changes. So I hope this weekly update has been helpful to you. I certainly would welcome the opportunity to become your trusted realtor and help you move through life. So just give me a call or send me a message at 503-680-2065. And I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have and be of help. So thanks for watching and have a great day.